Michael Brown will not be remembered for the ashes from buildings burned in Ferguson. He will be remembered for new legislation and the upholding of law that protects citizens in the country.
Reverend Al Sharpton is denying reports that he was an FBI informant. Documents on the Smoking Gun website show that Sharpton recorded conversations with New York crime bosses during the 1980s.
After all these years, the Reverend Al Sharpton admits he was an FBI informant.
In my own mind, I was not an informant. I was cooperating with investigations.
Sharpton has been dogged for years by reports that he was an FBI informant, helping the government go after boxing promoter Don King and music executives. Now we learn he also went after mobsters, including the legendary Vincent the Chin Gigante, the so-called Oddfather who paraded around in his bathrobe and pajamas. Though he has ducked and dodged questions about whether he wore a wire for the feds, that wasn't possible today since a batch of government documents were made public.
The conversations were recorded.
And there's also the issue of how he became an informant. Some say he was pressured into it after he was caught in a drug sting. This HBO undercover sting video that aired in 2002 shows Sharpton with a cowboy hat pulled down over his bouffant hairdo. Sharpton appears to nod when an agent offers him a cut from future drug sales.
I'm Antoine Michael, and this is The Breakdown. Somebody called Target and let them know they called the wrong person. This coming in from CNBC that Target CEO Brian Cornell to meet with Al Sharpton to discuss DEI rollback. What exactly is Brian supposed to say to Reverend Al Sharpton that Reverend Al Sharpton is going to turn around and say to this generation that is going to compel us to walk our black dollars back up into Target? The answer is now and forever will be no. There is no dinner at Sylvia's that you can order and sit in front of that window and have your photo op that is going to compel this generation to go back into Target. The answer is no. You should have thought about that before you voluntarily took off your mask and said, this is who we really are. You should have thought about, is my stock price going to fall through the floor? Is shareholders going to be upset? Because what you are learning in this moment is that both personal racism as well as institutional racism are expensive and costly. We are not coming back. We are not pushing your red buggies. We are not carrying your little red hand carts anymore. We're not doing any of the things. The answer is now and forever will be no. And this whole idea that you can call in Reverend Al Sharpton to somehow compel the masses of Black America back into your store is wild, and it comes up out of this narrative from the 50s and 60s that there is a single solitary leader of Black America. Listen, I don't know anyone in this generation that says, oh yes, please call Al Sharpton, because if anything, what we think of Al Sharpton is that this is the person that is known to keep Black people, quote unquote, in check, that keeps everything in line with law, as he stated in the video. That's not this generation. You have the wrong person, because that particular ethic, that particular mindset has a type of class consciousness to it. That is what middle class Black America was aspiring to. Those folks were following King, right? If you do the history closely and you read it closely, what you will understand is that most Black folks were a part of the UNIA, the Universal Negro Improvement Association, that was headed up by Marcus Garvey. Malcolm X, Garveyite. Malcolm X's parents, Garveyite. Rosa Parks, Garveyite, which helps us to reframe and rethink about her moment on the bus. It wasn't that, that she was tired. No, Rosa Parks was a Garveyite who was about that life, okay? Rosa Parks carried that piece, if you understand what I'm saying. So the reason why she sat still on that bus is because she said, I will not be moved. And we are saying the same thing right now. There is nothing that Al Sharpton can say to this generation that will move us. Not the same person who sold people out up under the bus, not a whole op. That's not going to happen. You contacted the wrong person. So that might work for some people of a certain generation, but that generation is not the people who are shopping in your stores. The answer is no, we're not coming back. If Target shuts down, it shuts down. You're going to have to learn the lessons just like they did in Montgomery. So whatever statement you think that Al is going to kick out that's going to work for you, it's not going to happen. You can take him as well as gaslighting Gayle King with you and we'll holler at y'all later. But you called the wrong person, and we will not be returning. This has been The Breakdown. Good luck, Target. Catch you later. Peace. They really thought they was going to call Al Sharpton to get us back into the store.